name is Matt Schorr, the creator of all you see here. Spooky comics, spooky books, spooky everything. It's my jam. So when you are not buying books from me, from my website, www.mattschorr.net, be sure to subscribe to Raze Chaos.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You have made it back to this channel. And it is another double or nothing weekend where Raze Chaos is going to ask you the second question that he wanted to ask you this October. And yeah, got another couple of pops here. Very excited about. And the question is, let's see if I can do this. What ever happened? That didn't work at all. Okay. The question is, what ever happened to Baby Jane? This is so exciting. This is a movie that came out, I believe, in 1962. And this is absolutely a masterpiece of a classic. It is the only time that Joan Crawford and Bette Davis actually worked together. And I don't want to go too deep into the back and forth between the two of them. A lot of accusations are thrown. I mean, if you check the internet, you're always going to find exactly what you're looking for. And if you want to look up how much admiration the two had for each other, you're going to find it. If you want to find the resentment they had for each other, you're going to find that too. And I believe they've even done a series on Netflix on a lot of the speculative hatred between the two that went back and forth, the jealousy that went on. And I'm talking about the actresses. That's not even that's not even part of the movie, though it is part of the movie. The characters have a deep resentment for each other, but the actresses may or may not have. I mean, you'll see in the same interview where Bette Davis describes Joan Crawford as very professional, always knew her lines, always delivered her lines perfectly. But then at the same time, when it comes to, well, shouldn't Bette Davis have won an Oscar for whatever happened to Baby Jane? Yeah, some people think she should have. And Bette Davis said that Joan Crawford went to all the other candidates, and she basically claims that Joan Crawford went to every other nominated actress and offered to give her acceptance speech when they beat Bette Davis for it. And also, like, essentially campaigned against her. And when Bette Davis didn't win and another actress did, Joan Crawford was the person who went on stage and accepted the Oscar on their behalf. So, a lot of venom. And I believe there's a USA Today, or not USA Today, Good Morning America interview with Bette Davis in the 80s where she actually tells a story like that. But both being professional, these were two of the most professional actresses as far as getting the job done. Whether they did despise each other, whether they were jealous of each other because they both represented a type of Hollywood that doesn't exist anymore. And essentially they were two queen bees. And the venom that comes out through these characters is just that it's part of the story of the movie. And it's just they're so good that it lends itself to the stories of them actually not getting along. It strengthens that because actresses this good, it's hard to tell whether they were acting or not. In all honesty, they were. They were just that good, but it's so easy to get lost in are these two really taking stabs at each other? And if you don't know the story of whatever happened to Baby Jane, you have Baby Jane Hudson and Blanche Hudson, two sisters. Baby Jane is basically a child sensation. She has this song, written a letter to Daddy, that she performs on stage, live all the time, over and over again. Just becomes an explosion almost immediately. And Blanche is there. She is basically mousy. She is easy to overlook. And she seems humble enough that she doesn't even really mind. Meanwhile, Baby Jane soaks up. I mean, you give a child that much attention and adoration, and the whole world gives her that. And, just smiles at everything she does, even when it's being rude to somebody. The child becomes spoiled. The child becomes entitled. And she feels that the world owes her because that's what the world has made it appear. So it gets stuck in the head. But as with any child actor, she gets older. And once she's not that cute little girl, by the time she's a teenager, essentially they've left her behind. That, Hollywood has, the entertainment industry are just, she was cute, but she really wasn't much of an actress. Blanche, on the other hand, very much was. Very talented. And as they got older, the attention shifted from one to the other. And while they always stuck together and basically they saw the world as always going to be the two of them and never really imagined going their own ways, they basically one leached off the other's success pretty much constantly. And as that dynamic shifted, the jealousy, the hatred building in there just gets too much. And at one point, there is a drunken accident that leaves Blanche Hudson in a wheelchair and essentially makes her an invalid. And while they've got plenty of money, they can live off of residuals and royalties and that kind of stuff. Baby Jane just goes further and further into being a drunk. And Blanche constantly verbally, claiming that it's your fault that I'm in this chair. And as the story unfolds, it gets deeper and not exactly what it seems like it's going to be. But watching Baby Jane slowly descend into this madness, trying to recapture that original fame that she had grown accustomed to and was trying to make happen again at a much older age, which is grotesque. Watching her trying to continue to perform the same way she did as a small child, now as an old woman, is truly disturbing to watch her, because Bette Davis is so good. You can actually see how convinced that Baby Jane Hudson still believes she's that little girl and should be treated as such. But the lines in this movie are absolutely amazing. Another actor to note in this movie that I thought about actually pulling out my Funko Pop of King Tut from the 1966 Batman is Victor Bruno, the man that played King Tut. He is very prominent in the movie, although, you know, his King Tut outfit really wouldn't have made a lot of sense in the context between these two. But seeing that, he died young, and this movie is another, aside from the Batman TV show, really shows what an amazing actor he was. So to have that much talent on stage or on the screen was really something to see. And I can't, I've had these for a little while, but I wanted to save them for October because this is a movie that not only will it give you chills, but it'll really make you think about perspectives and just watching people hold on to something because they want it to be true and not necessarily because it is. But I'm going to go ahead, put this guy away, and take these guys out and have a look at them. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull Blanche out first because the detail in this thing is really, though it almost seems bland, a lot of detail had to go into this pop. So we're going to take Blanche out and have a good look at her. Okay, Funko. I didn't think I was actually going to go through this with this one, but sure enough, I did. Here is Blanche in her wheelchair. If you see, she has got 4 wheels touching the ground. Very solid base. But for some reason, Funko felt that they needed to include a stand with this. Because why, I don't really know. She's stable enough, she doesn't need it. But making the decisions on what characters what figures they give bases to versus ones that they don't is one of those things that one of the great mysteries in Funko is the stands and how they opt to make them, their logic behind which characters they get. But here she is, and the movie is in black and white, but this is a depiction of Blanche in color. She's wearing her pantsuit. She's in her wheelchair. A cool thing about this is that the chases for both of these characters, they're actually cast in black and white, which is the same way the movie was. And while that would have been cool, in all honesty, this is another situation in which Raze really, honestly, wouldn't have cared which one he got as long as he got them both the same way. Either both be black and white or both in color. And yeah, this is just very awesome. For the majority of the movie, Blanche is confined to her bedroom and the upstairs half of the house due to the fact that she can't really do the stairs. There is a little accessible I don't know how to even describe it, elevator of sorts that she can sit in and it take her up and down. However, she'd need somebody to put the wheelchair downstairs for her to get out of that chair. So yeah, that plays a big part in the movie as you see the how trapped Blanche is in the clutches of her younger sister, and it is so well done. And yeah, the pop is honestly, the lore surrounding the pop makes it that much makes it that much better. And you didn't really have to go to too much detail beyond the wheelchair, really, in order to make this excellent. She's got the scarf going, but yeah, she is just fine as she is, and yeah, this is a big reason why I wanted to do the Double or Nothing weekends, because you can't really have one without the other, and you don't really need any other members of the cast for this to make this set great. Once you've got the two of them, as long as they match, you're golden. But next, we are going to go with Baby Jane Hudson and take her out and have a look at this twisted little creature. So the stand is really, I mean, this one makes a little bit more sense because her feet are so close together, because she is essentially in her performance mode. Legs close together, her arms out. This is how she sings the song throughout in this single pose, much like they would have at the time. The movie came out in 1962, I believe, somewhere around there. And so in 1962 are when they're old ladies. So to see what kind of performance that they would be given as children, it is stage vaudeville type things where you're right there in front of the audience with a big spotlight on you, and a child would be given very specific movements and being taught to stand a very specific way. And you can see that training when she tries to bring back her stardom. She just basically immediately goes to the moves that she was taught when she was young. And the detail in this pot really just shows, one of the things I love about this is the hair that they got there, because one of the details of the movie is that right at the very beginning of the movie, when you're first introduced, they are selling a Baby Jane Hudson doll that is essentially an exact replica of the actress. So you could have your very own Baby Jane Hudson, the cutest little girl in the world. And she essentially was the doll, and you can see her now as an old lady still dressing in that part. There have been several instances in real life where people just didn't want their child actresses to grow up. The woman that played Cindy Brady in the Brady Bunch TV show is a prime example of that, because one of her defining characteristics in the show was her lisp. And throughout her life, she was always encouraged to keep that lisp, which as an adult and older woman, that lisp really seems out of place. And it seems stranger and stranger the older she gets. But into the more of the detail of this pop, the dress is really plain, and the detail is really in her face. You have the hair, which, masterfully done. And the best part about, and what is slightly lost in the show, in the movie being black and white, is that she would use the powder over her face. And of course you've got the little heart beauty mark on there. Again, things that are meant to make her look cute as a small child, a young girl, just being pushed further into the realm of unsettling and disturbing as she grows older and can't step out of this image. I say can't, but it's more of a matter of won't. Even though she has changed, or even though she has not changed, the world has. And she really has the attitude of, it's their fault because I'm still just as good as I've always been. And yeah, it's just not being able to let go, not being able to roll with it. There's more to it when you watch the movie, but I really don't want to give much away. But I mean, having these two together is absolutely awesome, because at any given time you can just go, you couldn't do this to me if I weren't stuck in this chair. But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair. Yeah. You know what's sad is I actually watched this. I honestly, I have this movie on DVD, and it's one that I love revisiting. And I couldn't make this video. I mean, when I got these in the mail, I immediately had to watch the movie all over again, because I was so excited about it. And then, weeks later, when I'm getting ready to make this video, guess who had to watch the movie again to watch it, because the excitement was just overwhelming. I never would have dreamed that they would make pops out of these, and I'm absolutely over the moon that they've actually made these. So I may just have to go and watch the movie again after I'm done with this movie, or this YouTube video, to get a good, just to go back into that twisted atmosphere that they really gave. And yeah, there's a reason why I had to save this and put it so close to the little clown stuff. To me, that they are, as different as they are, they're right up there as far as just masterworks on just being able to show different levels of the fun you can have on Halloween. You can go deep and disturbing and just darkly twisted fun as you can with the clowns. And that's one of the reasons why this is my favorite month of the year, why my favorite holiday, my favorite season. It's just pure macabre fun. It's let go of everything that makes you feel safe and just swim out to the deep end for a little bit. Because, well, hey, it's a lot like, okay, swim out into the piranha-infested pool that may or may not get you eaten. Most likely won't, because in all honesty, as scary as they are, piranhas have never been known to attack people. There are really no piranha deaths out there that have been reported throughout history. As terrifying as they are, barracudas have taken out more people. Piranhas haven't really taken out anybody. This is a movie that had two real life barracudas that faced off against each other, both on and off screen. And the results of that battle is for the world to enjoy for ages and ages afterwards. A lot of it's still relevant. A lot of it still reflects celebrity status and the loss of that status. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, because I'll just keep rambling and rambling. Let me know down below which one of these you think they did a better job of. I'd be really hard pressed, because to me they're both perfect in their own unique ways. But let me know if you've seen this movie and what you thought about it, and watch it if you haven't, because it's over 2 hours long, and it is a treat to just enjoy not only these two legendary actresses at one of their in both cases giving two of the best performances of each of their careers. It's just like It was very well cast, very well executed, and I can't stop talking about it apparently. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Click like on this video if you've enjoyed this, and never forget, that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.